Hey, what's up guys, WhirlXbow back here, and today, you know what, let's stick with it. We're sticking with big boys. That's what I officially coined this deck. Um, it's big boys, Evenlock, I guess. Big Evenlock, I don't know. I'm just gonna call it big boys, at least on the channel. Don't know if it's gonna catch on or whatever, but fuck it. Big boys is a fun-ass deck. Alright guys, with that being said, though, let's just jump right into the first game. Alright guys, see you there. Alright, so most likely even. That's really nice. That's a turn 3 giant. Due to the fact that it can be even, I want to keep both of those, I think. Yeah, the only thing that would be better than both of those would be, the other Mountain Giant, because then I could have two 8/8s on turn 4 with Taunt, which is not really good enough to beat most decks, especially aggro. This is a very unlucky hand. So this is going to be turn 3 and probably this on turn 4. I could also, like... That's so unlucky. Yeah, I don't know if we can actually win this one. Strangely enough. Maybe if I draw exactly Shadowflame and Molten Giant. Oh my fucking god. This guy's draw has been bonkers. That's okay. Yeah, no, this guy's draw has actually been insane. So I have that to gain 3 here. 3... One hit from the totem golems. Oh my god, I take so much damage here. Okay, so I have to hope he doesn't have a hex. I think is my actual play here. So I can't actually gain life here. It sucks to say, but gaining a life is an impossibility due to how our hand shaped up. We have to give this taunt because of exactly this, because a lightning bolt would then be lethal. Now he needs lightning bolt, and then he's gonna hit this. That hits my face. This can kill that. So, yeah. This is a really hard matchup. Lightning bloom? That's not good. You know, 9 burst damage from hand also does it, I guess. Okay, he played every single card in his hand by turn 5. Huh. Not the greatest start to the video, but it is a start. So, I don't even know how to call that game. So, it was some amount of luck that he was able to do all that, right? Having drawn Lightning Bolt. Like, basically having the perfect draw, right? Double Totem Golem, and the one draw that gets buffed. But it was also me not having Soul Shears on turn 2. Because that would have answered the Surging Tempest. Oh, that wouldn't even have mattered. It did only 2 damage to me. Yeah, maybe that didn't matter. If I would have had it on turn 1, it could have been different, though. I would not have had an early game play, but I would have taken 4 less damage. Possibly that was better. Anyways, with that being said, let's just jump into the next one. I don't think there's much we could have done there, per se, but who knows. Yeah, no, I think that draw is just almost unbeatable for any deck. Anyways, with that being said, let's just jump right into the next one. Alright. Priest. Priest is the matchup that prevents you from being greedy. You need to make sure to play around every single bit of removal that deck plays. If you don't play around one piece, you'll lose the game. Molten Giant's really shit. I would much prefer Mountain Giant. This is not bad, actually, beside this guy. This means you can play him on turn 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then play that on turn 4. So at least we do have a giant on turn 4, but the thing is, this matchup... Oh, this is... Oh, this is kind of bad. Oh, so now we have 2 possibilities at plays. Okay, that discover a copy the minion in your opponent's deck. That's likely hitting a giant. This is 4. I'm just trying to do math here, so if I play this, I can still play the Mountain Giant next turn. Because it's better to play the Mountain Giants first. The reason it's better to play the Mountain Giants first is because for the rest of the game, Flesh Giant only costs 4 mana. Right now, Mountain Giants cost 3 mana. I'm not going to be hitting him. Him healing me is actually kind of bad because it means I can't play Molten Giant. Okay, that's fine. So I can play this. He can't play Light Bomb yet. I'm gonna pull something out of his hand. That's fine. That helps me deal with 1 card. Flesh Giants are 3 mana, which is fairly nice. I could have waited with that Dirty Rat. The reason I went for the Dirty Rat right there is I don't know if he's playing combo pieces. If he is playing combo pieces, I don't really want to pull them. He should have healed my face. I don't really want to play any of these things, so I'm going to play something small here. Yeah, I don't want to play any of the big things. So, right now I can drop him down to 18. He can't hero power this turn if he light bombs. Not light bomb. This is also a shitload of damage, so... That's another spell. My deck doesn't have that many really good spells. That's fine. I still don't want to commit too much to the board. That's actually a really big one. This is only 4. That's kind of problematic. The fact that he's damaged means I have to continue pushing damage. This is fine to play here. This has also kind of play around Mass Hysteria. It means that this hits here and it dies. So it means that it's 1 less thing that the giant possibly has to hit. Which is really, really good. The dragon is not scary, which is a good thing. Because of our hand. How much damage is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm 1 damage off lethal. That's kind of obnoxious. I guess I put the weakest guy here. This guy's better to play here. This guy's better if he master spells. Oh, I'm dumb. He's not active. But it also plays around Shadow Reaper Anduin, which was the other big thing. Okay, so now we can do this. This. Listen to this. The reason we want to play this here... I guess we could also drop this. I guess I should have played... Oh, I couldn't even play that first, which is a big thing. It just completes those. Here. So, this prevents Anduin from being not lethal. Right? Because Shadow Reaper Anduin would kill this. Couldn't kill these two. So it prevents that from being not being lethal. As well, he might think that if he kills one guy, he'll be fine, but he won't be. That's fine, we have these. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, we big brained there. It was actually, like, I know he didn't actually end up having any removal. But it was really, really smart to play around the case of big removal there. Like, as you saw, he had Plague of Death. If I would have committed so much to the board and I got hit with that plague, I was fucked. I'm pretty sure I lost that game. Due to holding some stuff back and to have a guaranteed big minion that he would have to answer at the end there was super, super smart. Although, yes, I could have possibly killed him earlier, but the possibility of Light Bomb was still there. One, he got a random spell, so that could have been Mass Hysteria, that could have been Light Bomb. A Mass Hysteria with the board I had meant I was a guaranteed board wipe if I played the other 8/8. Mass Hysteria in the situation I was in, the Giant always survived, no matter what. Even if everything hits the Giant, my Giant always survives at 2 health. So it was really, really big. The reason I also sending the other guy down to 1 was also very important, was because then the Giant would be at 4 health. The Giant at 4 health would mean it no longer dies to a Holy Nova, no longer dies to a Holy Smite or anything like that, Breath of the Infinite. So it plays around all those cards by doing that simple put my guy down to 3. So, or down to 1, so it would die hitting anything. So there was, I mean, it was still odds, but I was playing the odds into my favor. That's, when you're playing a deck like this, you want to always maximize your odds, because the longer the game goes, I don't want to say the lower your odds of winning are, but the lower your odds of winning are, because this deck is supposed to kill your opponent fast. I know it doesn't seem like an aggro deck, because it's not. It's like a control variant of an aggro deck. But against the really big control decks, you don't have enough threats, right? It's not like playing a deck like Dead Man's Hand, where you have infinite N'Zoths. It's not like playing a deck like Reno Priest, where you have infinite damage through Anduin. You only have a finite amount of damage, right? Because all your damage comes from your big minions. So you want to kill them as fast as possible, especially in the control matchups, but never coming too much to the board, so, you know, a Plague of Death doesn't kill 4 Giants. Or Mass Hysteria doesn't kill 4 Giants. Or Light Bomb doesn't kill 4 Giants. You need to make sure that you maximize the value of every single card in the control matchup. In the aggro matchup, not so much. Like, you could often trade, like, a Giant into, like, a 2-drop, and it'll be fine. But that's because that matchup is survive and just go face whenever you can, because your minions in the late game are just bigger than theirs. So it comes down a lot to how you play the games. If you're very aggressive with this deck, your win rate would be god-awful. Right? My win rate right now looks really nice. I have no doubt that when I hit around 30 games with the deck, it's going to be closer to, like, 51, 55%. But, like, you have to be very, very careful when playing a deck like this. It can backfire really, really quickly if you play too aggressively or if you play too passively. You'll find, like, that perfect medium in every single matchup. It's different for every single matchup. It's different for against any player. You can play 4 games against, like, an odd rogue player, right? Or an odd demon hunter player. And it's going to be super different every single time, solely due to how each person values certain cards. So you need to be able to quickly identify that type of positioning, like what he's doing, if he's just rushing, like, you down as fast as he can, or if he's taking time and maximizing the value of everything. It causes you to play super, super differently. And recognizing things like that is how you win with a control deck. It's like the main one. Yeah. I'm not an expert though, but that's just how I see it, and that's just how I've always played control decks, if it's in Magic or Hearthstone. So, yeah. Anyways, with that being said, with my 5-minute rant about how to properly play this deck that I hope made sense, let's just jump right into the next game, alright guys? See you there. Speaking of odd rogues, an odd rogue. Okay, so you're on, oh, I don't know if it's odd rogue yet, but Defile, mulligan. Defile is super, super powerful, and I want to mult to try and find a Giant. Hellfire is also pretty solid. Yeah, so while trying to find this game, while in queue or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I was actually thinking, would you guys like to see me breaking down how I think control decks should be piloted? Like, kind of like a guide to control. If you guys are at all interested in that, tell me below, because, like, I personally don't really care for the amount of followers I have on YouTube or on Twitch. I mean, I'd really like to get, you know, a lot, but, like, I never foresee myself being huge. I never foresee myself being the next Crip or the next Toast. I mean, I'd love to be, but I don't think that I'm nearly as good as those players are. So, yeah. If you guys want to see, like, a guide, I guess I should finish that statement. So I put my videos out there kind of to help people learn, because teaching is something I kind of enjoy doing. It's not something I could see myself doing as a job, because I don't like teaching like school material. I'd really like to teach video games or whatnot. So yeah, if it's something you guys think would be fun to watch or would be very helpful for people that are new to playing Control, or if you just have friends that you don't quite know how to tell them like to properly play Control or whatever, tell me below and I'll be super glad to make one. That's really nice. I'm about to play this next turn. That's really nice. My guy made his hero power cost 0. He not? Oh no, he just attacked me twice. Okay. That's fine. So he kills my guy here. I respond with Defile? I think this is just fine. I want to lose a bit more life. But I think this is fine. If I take 4 damage here, which I'm most likely taking, I can drop Molten Giant, which would be really, really nice. It's a lot of damage. Much more than I wanted to take. That's fine though. That's a really nice draw though. Defile here. There we go. So theoretically this is really, really bad to sap, but, or he can't even play sap, that's true. Sap is 2 mana. He doesn't really have a way to answer this. I just have to make sure not to tap anymore. I guess Eviscerate would kind of fuck me, but I should be fine. I wanted to hit Mountain Giant here. Perfect. Oh, I can't even do that, fuck. Okay, I guess this is fine. He has no real way to deal with big boards. So as long as I play safe, I should be fine. Eviscerate, he can't play Eviscerate. Yeah. So you see it right there. I held my Defile because I knew I wanted to play Mountain Giant. I knew my way of winning this game was eventually just to beat him to death with Giants. I knew that. And I knew that I had to do it fast because I was very, very low on turn 3. On turn 3 I was at, what, 19 or 17? So I knew I was like, okay, if I play Mountain Giant here, I know that I'm taking at least 4 this turn, so I'm guaranteed able to play this Molten Giant. Do I need to Defile to make sure I only take that 4 and then not play the Mountain Giant? And I realized that if I just Defile that, sure it deals with that, but if he has anything else in his hand, I'm fucked. And I knew that the next turn he would commit as much to the board if I just drop an 8/8. So punch you in the face, and then just, he has to hope I don't have taunt. And if I do have taunt, he's able to damage through the taunt minion in order to kill me. So I saw like what his idea was coming. And his idea was exactly that. Be able to force me down as low as he can, and then hopefully get through an 8/8 taunt. The thing is, he could not deal with is me wiping that board, and then getting 2 big taunt minions. There was almost no way for that deck to deal with it. Even if I would have gave him, I guess if I would have gave him 3 4/4s, right? The odds were very, very low. I had what, 20 cards left in my deck, so 23. So a 1 in 23, a 1 in 22, a 1 in 21, or 3 in 22, 3 in 23, 2 in 22, 1 in 21. Like that was like the odds. So it's astronomically low. That was the only way he won that game. And he realized that he didn't, I don't know if he realized that. Maybe he should have committed more to the board. He probably should have frozen this instead of dropping the captain. Did he coin? I don't think he ever, oh, he coined the Beneath the Grounds on turn 2 because he saw me tap on turn 1. That I think was wrong. It was better to save the coin. Beneath the Grounds is very, very weak in this matchup. So, and if I would have Beneath the Grounds, I had answers to them, so. But yeah. So I just recognized that he's going to try to deal as much damage to me as possible, so I was most likely getting a free Molten Giant, and then I was able to wipe the board with a Defile. And once I realized that, I'm like, okay. So I just commit the Mountain Giant, got low, played cleared his board and then made 2 big top minions and said he probably can't deal with it because there's nothing really in that deck that can do it. So figuring out quick things like that is kind of how you have to play Control. It's very hard, by the way, to talk about like what's going through my mind every single turn on the turn. That's why I kind of like to do like these after game recaps. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into the next one, right guys? I'll see you guys there. Okay, so another odd rogue. Reaver is pretty solid. It's a really big top minion that can possibly come down on turn 3. I really like this card, but no. Here I have to mull the Flesh Giant. It's due to not having the Homunculus, I can't play it on turn 4. Yeah, I can play that on turn 3 though. Down on turn 4. This hand is very, very solid. The only thing that can make it better is exactly Molten Giant. It's not odd. That's interesting. That means he can play Sap. That means I have to be very, very careful with Sap. I have a turn. Can I do turn 2? No, I can't. I have to tap this turn and next turn in order to do this on turn 3. Sadly. Okay. That means he doesn't have an R in hand, which is very, very good. This play means he doesn't have Hanar. If he would have had Hanar, he would have waited to commit this to the board. 99% of the time, hero power on turn 2 is the correct play, unless you have exactly Hanar. At the end of your opponent's turn, add a copy of card in that player's. Add a copy of the card that player played. Fuck, it could be a plagiarize. I just have kind of hope it's not. It was fucking plagiarized. Fuck me. Alright, so the odds are that he probably can't play that for most of the game. Sucks is I can't play this. At least I have this, which is another 8/8, which is very, very nice. And the thing is, I don't know if he can. I mean, Sap is his only way to out-tempo this. Sap is such a broken card, though. If he doesn't have Sap, he might be fucked. He had Hanar and he tempoed out a secret. This man. Whose man's? I think I just hit that. Yeah, just make an 8/8 and hit that. Do I throw away the coin to tap? Throwing away the coin means I'm safe to Sap. If he would have had Sap, he played it last turn. Because then I burnt a card. So he could still play this turn, but he let me develop another 8/8. So he needs to have Sap. If he has Sap, I mean, whatever. If he doesn't, he takes 16 here. That was not comboed. Okay, this is completely fine. That's a really nice draw. I'm killing both of those there mostly for tempo. Maybe Hellfire was better. I just don't want to damage my guys, just dealing 3 to this. Made it in range for Fireball, made it in range for Eviscerate, made it in range for a whole bunch of shit, so I feel like this is probably the safest play. And also, damaging this puts in a range of the new Execute Rogue got. So playing this super safe is, I think, the best way. Tempoing out a 2/4 here is correct. It makes it closer to playing the Hooked Reaver. Should have played in the middle. Playing in the middle there was actually really, really dumb. Not playing in the middle there was really, really dumb. It played around Betrayal. I know it's not a card that they often play, but it's a card they could theoretically discover. So, not playing that in the middle there could have lost me this game. Almost, but... I mean, yeah. Sometimes you miss painfully obvious things and it kind of hurts. But, yeah. Let me just also point out that I feel like this deck is absolutely fucking broken right now. Might actually be the best deck in Wild. I'm not just saying that because this is what? 75% plus win rate? What does HS Replay say? 73%. I'm not just saying that because it's a 73% win rate, but I'm saying this because it's a 73% win rate, and I don't think I'm making a whole bunch of mistakes. Just like even thinking about it and talking past the games, I know I'm making a whole bunch of mistakes. By the way, my opponent did make a mistake not holding off on the Hanar. The odds that I had the Mountain Giant there was fairly low, but he went for it, so I guess he got rewarded, kind of. I mean, it was one of the worst cards to get for him, because it was almost a 0% odds he's able to play that unless he comboed the draw 2 guy, and then it still took him an extra turn to play it. So before he died after me developing an 8/8, it kind of cucked him, but hey. Anyways, with that being said, we still have time for at least one more, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, Druid is a deck I've been terrified of facing, because their ramp means they get to do unfair stuff at the same time we're doing unfair stuff, and I don't like my opponents being able to do unfair stuff with me. I like to be the only one doing the unfair play. If this is aggro, Molten Giant's super broken. Hooked Reaver is super broken, but the odds of this being aggro, that'll maybe 5%. If it's aggro, I think I just lose multiple other ways. I have to hope to hit the Mountain Giant. I have to hope to hit Flesh Giant plus Vulgar in the opposite order. Unless I draw exactly Flesh Giant now, and then Homunculus next. But yeah, this deck feels super unfair. But I don't know what it... I guess it was the extra giant, huh? To be able to have 6 8/8s you have to play early on, or I guess 8 8/8s you have to play early on, feels a little bit broken. To be fair, also people can't say you're just playing none of the new cards. There's 8 new cards in this deck. That's like an absurd amount. By the way, I'm also not saying that this is the best list. There a lot of people that I've seen, or the 2 people I've seen play this deck, swapped out Dirty Rat for the guy who sets both players' mana crystals to 5. I do own that card. I just think Dirty Rat's better. I think it's a better card to beat combo decks, because it's like, for me, I'm just like, you can either slow down the combo deck. If you're having a shit draw, you're just slowing him down, and he's gonna inevitably beat you. Or you can just beat the combo deck. I don't know about you, but I feel like winning if you pull a combo piece is better than slowing them down with a higher possibility of losing. I don't know, that's just in my head. They might have their own reason. I just personally really like the card Dirty Rat, and I think it's really good to play. Like, it's one of those cards that if you don't have, I would actually probably say craft one of. It's always played as a one of. It's only ever played as a one of. This hand is god awful. I might just lose because this hand is so shit. Mountain Giant, please, one time. I have 3 draws at Mountain Giant. And 2 at Homunculus. I have 1 draw at Mountain Giant. My opponent warped. I see. Remember I said he gets to do unfair stuff first? He's doing his unfair stuff. To be fair, it actually gives me a play in the form of Genn. But yeah, the fact that I'm not 2 health lower is also really bad for me, because then Molten Giant would have been a card I was able to play this turn. Or not this turn, but is it going to be able to play soon? I'm going to just tempo the Sunfury out, so I'm able to tap next turn. Get me out hopefully slightly close to the Molten Giants. I have a very stinky feeling that this is a combo deck. Like, by stinking suspicion, I'm like 90% sure this is a combo deck. The problem is that it requires me drawing Brittlebone in order to... He coin! That coin was just thrown away there. I guess no. You did Jade Idol. Okay, never mind. I can't do math. I mean, that was not very fair. But, oh well. I would have much preferred that thrown at my face, not gonna lie. Yeah, just again, I have to slow play this, which kind of sucks, but I'm not burning a card, right? No. Okay. Thank God. The reason I have to hold back on almost anything I'm playing, I can't play this because if I pull Malygos, I lose the game this turn. He's played one Lightning Bloom. He's played one Nature Study. Yeah, no, he threw away the coin because that was still discounted. Okay, I can now deal with almost anything this would pull. And if it pulls nothing, I drop a 7/7. Boop. I did not count my mana. I can't believe I didn't count. I lost the game for myself. I fucked up so hard here. I fucked up. Did he actually have the full combo too? That'd feel bad, man. If I killed this, there was no way he was killing me. If I would have pulled the Aviana, I'm also pretty sure there was no way he was killing me. But I didn't. Fuck me. Does he have the other Innervate as well? He's only drawn 15 cards. Ah, he doesn't have the full combo. Fire. How does math work here? It's 2 or 1, 2, 3. I can't have a 4. Fuck. 1. There's no 2 then. Oh, I can do 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can do this. I can math. Fuck, I can't math. I'm fine though. 1, 2, 3. That's done at 1. Okay. This puts me out of the range of Malygos' second Moonfire, wiped his board and developed enough power, hopefully, to be able to deal with whatever the fuck he plays. So he can no longer Malygos Aviana some bullshit. So his main combo now revolves around the other guy, the guy who refreshes your mana crystals. He's almost out of 1 mana. He's out of 0 mana spells. Besides, I guess. No, he has 4 more now. But I should be fine, I think. I hope. I could be wrong. Oh, that's Malygos. Oh, so I lose. I don't have another... Yeah, I don't have another... Oh, okay. Swipe. Does he actually have the double swipe? He does. Oh, living roots. Okay. Oh, I lost myself this game. If I would have waited 1 more turn for... Yeah, if I would have waited 1 more turn to play the Dirty Rat, I won that game. Every single time. I just didn't count. I don't know why I thought both of those costed 3. I have no idea why I thought 4 plus 4 was 6. But I did. And I lost the game because of it. Yeah, that game solely came down to me fucking that turn up horribly. If I would have properly thought about the entire turn, and didn't just say, oh, I drew that, I'm about to kill a Malygos if it pops out, and then not recount my math, I would have won that game. So that was me punting. Lesson to learn from there, do math. Don't be an idiot like me. Oh, I just looked down at my drink. I was like, I never told you guys to grab a drink. I have an alcoholic lemonade. So I hope you guys have a drink. Again, doesn't have to be alcoholic, but tell me below whatever the fuck you guys were drinking this video. You guys better have had it. If you guys didn't have it, put the video back at the start and rewatch the whole thing with the drink, okay? Anyways, with me trolling out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Rep the gang, and I'll ship you guys some cookies. And I'll see you guys in the next one, alright guys? Peace.